Hey, I'm here live with Kieran Merchant from Groupe ADP. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. So it turns out that Kieran here not only works in aviation, he's also an actor. Is that true?
Yes, but I'm not acting right now. I am who I am in front of the camera. But yeah, no, this is something that I do that like you guys, people like normal people go out on vacation. I go on film sets and act or make movies.
That's a fun hobby.
Yes, yes. So Google me. Yeah.
Okay. That's a little bit different from aviation. But what we're here to talk about today is what Groupe ADP is doing, what's new,
Yes.
and what you think airports should know about you.
Sure. So, what? Let me start with the second question first. What airports should know about us is my company, Merchant Aviation, which was a kind of a boutique aviation consulting firm, and we specialized in planning, design, and construction. Um, and we had partnered on number of projects. Being a small boutique firm, we needed a support of a large infrastructure support function, a full service planning and design firm. And we had collaborated with ADP Engineering, which is a subsidiary of Groupe ADP, with 500 architects, engineers, and planners all over the world, with more than 100 projects basically running simultaneously in 40 countries around the world. So it was great connection to kind of have an engineering firm like that behind Merchant Aviation. And then as our relationship started building, we started doing more and more projects together in the US. It was kind of apparent that we had great synergies and we should basically form some sort of a strategic alliance. And so last year, I got an invitation from chairman of Groupe ADP, Augusta Di Romone, and we went out for a lunch date. And after an hour worth of time with him, he's like, "What would it take to kind of get you into our family?" And he made me an offer I couldn't refuse. So we became a wholly owned subsidiary of Groupe ADP. So to talk a little bit about Groupe ADP is that Groupe ADP, as you all probably know, that is one of the largest airport operators in the world. We operate somewhere close to 24, 26 airports, um, and this was kind of a great opportunity for me because um, there are a lot of consulting firms out there who have specialty kind of expertise in a capital improvement spectrum. Um, Being the airport operators, we have a DNA of an airport operator, and hence everything that we do is all related to how do you basically run an efficient operation and how do you basically have a feasible financial business plan. So we have various verticals. So Groupe ADP is our parent company. Um, Under Groupe ADP, everything that is done in Paris, all our airports that are operated in Paris, that operate under Groupe ADP. Groupe ADP, everything outside Paris is our subsidiary of Groupe ADP called ADP International. And ADP International has number of business verticals. So we have airport operations, airport management, airport finance. So basically we invest in airport infrastructure and privatization and P3. Um, my sister firm, ADP Engineering, is a full service A&E firm. So we have 500 planners, architects, and engineers spread all over the world. So we have about 200 plus professional aviation consultants in Paris, about 200 in Dubai, and also in Hong Kong. And now with Merchant Aviation being part of the family, Merchant Aviation is kind of a Groupe ADP company responsible for all the consulting in North America, and we also work with our colleagues across the Atlantic for projects that they're working on, or we bring them over to the U.S. to kind of bring the perspective that they have.
So tell me, what is it that you're talking to your clients about lately? What is new and interesting? What kind of trends are you seeing? What advice are you giving?
So that's a great question. I mean, this is something that is kind of dear to my heart. And so before starting merchant aviation, I used to be the head of aviation planning for Port Authority of New York and New Jersey. And I initiated this effort about Airport of the Future because this is something that was 12 years back was a buzzword. Everybody kind of were talking about it, but really no one knew what is Airport of the Future. I don't think that we even know it today. Everybody kind of talks about that future is there, but in order to kind of understand that, during my tenure at Port Authority, I had done some workshops with the industry experts from all over the world about where do we really need to go. And so our push right from the beginning have always been, and this is something that we work very closely. And what I'm thrilled the most about our collaboration with Groupe ADP is that in addition to being an airport operator and a full service consulting firm, we also run Innovation Hub. And Innovation Hub, ADP Innovation Hub, is an incubator. We actually invest in startups, technological innovative startups that basically are doing things in aviation field. So coming back to what we should be basically kind of looking at, and I wish that I had a crystal ball, but
Don't we all?
yes, so being a father of a teenage girl, I kind of grapple with this whole notion of what are we doing today that is actually getting ready for this next generation. They don't do anything the way we are used to doing things. So, Kristin, the challenge that what I am facing, and I think that all of us are facing, is that what is the next generation's need? So, millennials need, because being a father of a 16-year-old teenage girl, where they do things in a very different way than the way we were taught to do things. However, I feel that the terminals and our airports being designed today are all looking and functioning the way they used to 30 years back. Mm-hmm. So what are we doing today that is going to actually, the facilities that we are building today, which are going to stand for next 40, 50 years, who are not for us, who are for our next generation. And what we feel is that there is very little to no innovation done on the airport development side. There's a lot that is happening. If you look at the history of aircraft, in last 50 years, they have moved that industry in leaps and bounds. Mm-hmm. The innovation that has taken place, the comfort level, the customization that is taking place up in the air is unprecedented. So why are we so behind on the ground? And that is basically, it starts with, I don't think that it is anybody's fault, but I think that it is something that we are, large capital improvement project basically have this risk associated with that, and nobody wants to take a risk and want to be a guinea pig and fail in doing something which is new, which is groundbreaking. And that's where I think that ADP comes in with an innovative kind of offering, because as I said, that we are not just airport planners or airport architects or airport operators, but we basically come in with a notion of, and this comes from our DNA, our culture in the company from the very top, is to look at things in a different way. So what we do, and what all my colleagues that they do throughout our day-to-day kind of job, is to really push the envelope. And when there is a new idea, we can actually experiment and pilot it on one of our airports before we basically kind of do it for somebody else. And that is something that, we have done tremendous amount of work in baggage system, that we're pushing the envelope. We're looking at technological innovations. One of our colleagues over here who's exhibiting It's again another another subsidiary of Groupe ADP, Safety Line. Kind of looking at airfield and how do you monitor and do the performance measurement of your airfield. So in every aspect of our day-to-day life, like we are encouraged and pushed to really push the envelope, which is fantastic. And there are very few companies out there who are actually stepping in and actually kind of putting their money where their mouth are, and be able to kind of experiment with things that may or may not work. And we are not afraid of failure. We basically kind of experiment, and we are willing to take risk, and not with our clients' money, but with our own money.
It sounds like you're staying busy.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming in with us today.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure, and I would encourage you to visit our website, both ADP Engineering website, Groupe ADP, and Merchant Aviation website. And if you want to talk about airport of the future, also join airportfastforward.com, which is a discussion platform that we manage to kind of encourage aviation professionals from all over the world to come in and talk about working together and sharing lessons learned.
Sounds great.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure.